Welcome to my mess. Here's the good parts of my bike taken apart. Here's my workbench area, and here's the bike in its current state of being taken apart. Underneath here is pretty much where all of it happens. I wanted to give you guys a heads up that the Veridian cruise control is super easy to install once you get to this point where the tank is off the bike. The tank was not an easy thing to deal with. I needed help from my wife to kind of hold it while I took apart stuff, but so yeah, that was a pain. Also, the handlebars taper, and so they're really thick down here, and then they get really thin up here. So I ended up having to gang my switches together. As you can see here, I had to kind of put them in a weird place. They wouldn't fit anywhere else. The Veridian cruise control is great. Look at that. I mean, that's going to be so easy to use. It's so cool. And then here's the factory heated grips. I've got grip puppies on them already. And that's kind of the sad part. Veridian Cruise is super easy to install. I would tell anybody that had, metric tools to go for it. I think it's worth doing. I wish I could say the same thing about the factory Suzuki heated grip system. I bought them out of Japan for $329. I think they cost $379 or $400 in the US. I would not recommend them. Their directions are shit, to put it lightly, and it's just not a very good setup. And the big problem is that they're supposed to be under here, under all this wiring, way under deep under here. There's supposed to be a receptacle, and if it's there, man, I can't find it. And on top of that, if it is in there, it's wrapped in tape or something in a wire loom, and it's covered up somehow. Because I've looked with a flashlight, I've dug in through every angle of this bike I can get at, and I can't find it. So I'm going to go ahead and source the power for the grips off of the battery, which is not what I wanted to do. I would strongly urge you guys, if you're going to go for heated grips, because I like to ride year-round in Tennessee here, I would strongly urge you to go aftermarket. I think Oxford or one of those other companies would be a better fit for you. And I actually looked up the directions for other companies that are making heated grips for this bike, and they all go to the battery, and they all sense when the bike is off and turn off automatically. I'm afraid that mine are not going to do that, and it's probably going to have to be I'm going to have to remember to turn it off, which kind of sucks because I really wanted it switched. That's why I bought the factory OEM grips in the first place, because I wanted to act like I wanted everything to shut down when I shut the bike off, but that's not going to be how it works. But anyway, so far I've added external lighting. I haven't wired that up yet, but I'm close. I'm doing the Veridian grips, the cruise controls, or the Veridian cruise control is already in and done. It was so easy, piece of cake. But it's so cold out here. It's 13 degrees in Knoxville today. And so it's really cold out. And in my garage is partially heated, but it's probably like 45 in here. I'm going to get sick if I work out here. So I'm going to try it again tomorrow. But I'm going to try to zip all this up, get it done. I've got some bark busters I want to put on it. I bought Chinese ones. I'm hoping they'll go on okay. The lighting. And the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is this thing. These are great. This is a AliExpress sourced Carplay unit. It's a 7-inch Carplay. They're like $80, I think. And I've been using one on a bike that I keep out west. I have a Super Tenere that I keep out in the Western United States. It's in Arizona right now. And it's great. It keeps my cell phone in my pocket. So if I, God forbid, get separated from the bike, I'll be able to call for help instead of having the phone be stuck on the bike someplace. You do have to switch it. So that's what this little switch is for here. I'm going to use this as my switch for that. And the other one will be for lights. But anyway, it's coming together. But the big thing, my big message to you, if you are looking at the possibility of buying this motorcycle, the 800DE, it's a tremendous bike. And I, as a BMW owner for the last 21 years, I can't tell you how sweet this thing is. It's so lightweight. The technology is great. The engine's got lots of torque, like you're used to if you're coming out of a Beamer. I don't really think I'm giving up anything except fuel economy. I'm gaining fuel economy on this bike. So I haven't, really ridden it hard yet. Haven't taken a big trip or anything like that. It's a little cold right now, but as soon as I get a break in the weather, I'm going to probably do a 300 or 400 mile day, and I'll report back. But I think I've talked too long on this video. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'm shocked at how many people watched my first video of me just riding to get gas, but talking about it. But I can't say enough good things. I don't have any buyer's remorse about the 800DE Adventure. It's a killer bike. It's really a nice evolvement from the Vstrom 650 that I used to have. Great bike. These are all sweet bikes. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully next time you'll have this thing back together and it'll work. Maybe. We'll see. So catch you later.